Okay, so if you're creating content on LinkedIn, you've probably felt this, right? That kind of dread, maybe.
Mm.
You post something, the first hour goes by, not much happens,
Hmm.
and you just think, okay, well, that one's dead in the water.
That whole golden hour idea, it's pretty ingrained, isn't it?
It really is. It's what everyone talks about.
Yeah.
But what we're actually finding in the sources, it's quite surprising, really.
Yeah.
LinkedIn's algorithm, it's changed quite a bit. We're consistently seeing this, we're calling it a delayed boost.
Delay boost.
Yeah, where content suddenly gets this second win, like a real push, maybe 16 to 20 hours after you first posted it.
Wow. Okay, so like a second chance for your content. That's huge.
Mm.
So our mission here in this deep dive is to figure out why. Why is this happening? And maybe more importantly, what does this mean for your strategy, looking ahead to 2025?
Exactly, because it's clear LinkedIn is looking beyond just like that initial flurry of likes.
The platform's using more sophisticated ways to judge content now. There's AI looking at quality. They're measuring dwell time, how long people actually look at your post.
Right, not just scrolling past.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And the depth of comments, the real conversations, plus getting it to the right niche audience. It's much more complex.
So it's this move towards quality over just being new.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Okay, so walk us through how this evaluation actually works. What's happening stage by stage?
Sure. So first there's the initial test. That's roughly the first hour or two. Your post goes out to just a small part of your network.
Okay.
And here's the key thing. Even just sort of modest positive signals here, a few good comments, decent dwell time that can be enough to move it forward. It doesn't get killed off immediately if it doesn't explode.
So it avoids that dead in the water fate right away.
Exactly. Then comes the ongoing evaluation. This can last from, say, hour 2 all the way up to 24 hours, maybe even longer. And during this whole time, the algorithm keeps watching. It looks at comment quality, keeps tracking dwell time. And this is where we often see that 16 to 20-hour delayed boost happening. It's like LinkedIn might actually prefer a really good post from 12 hours ago over some okay-ish post from an hour ago.
Quality over recency. Got it. That really changes the game. Now, why are we seeing this maybe more often with what you called mid-range accounts? Someone with like 3,000 or 3,500 followers?
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, an account that size gives LinkedIn enough data, right? They know your content history, who your audience is. It lets them be more nuanced in how they distribute things.
Makes sense.
These accounts, they're often in a kind of sweet spot. Not so huge that their organic reach gets automatically limited, which can happen sometimes if you go super viral, but big enough for patterns to emerge.
Okay.
So if a post has kind of ambiguous results at first, maybe the AI takes a deeper look before deciding to push it out more widely, and that causes that delay we're seeing.
All right, so let's talk strategy. What does this mean for you listening? How should you adapt? Yes, first off, don't totally ditch timing.
No, definitely not. That golden hour concept, while not the only thing, still matters for getting that initial bit of momentum. You still want to post when your specific audience is most likely to be online.
Check your analytics for that.
Absolutely. Check your LinkedIn analytics, find your best times. But the bigger shift is focusing on evergreen quality.
Content that lasts.
Exactly. Stuff that's so valuable, people will still find it useful and comment thoughtfully, even a day later. That signals real relevance to LinkedIn.
And you mentioned our overall activity on the platform matters too. Not just publishing, but engaging.
Yes, that's super important. Your whole presence counts. Responding to comments on your posts, yes, but also genuinely engaging with other people's content. It builds up what you could call your algorithmic authority.
Like a trust score with LinkedIn.
Sort of, yeah. A higher score means LinkedIn is kind of more likely to trust your content and give it a boost, including those older posts, sometimes triggered just by your general activity. That's the long tail opportunity right there.
Okay, embrace the long tail.
Mm.
View each post not as a flash in the pan, but something with a potentially longer life. Plan for that.
And really dig into your analytics to understand this. Don't just glance at impressions. Look at the engagement rate, the quality of the comments. Who is actually engaging? What are their roles?
Find your patterns.
Find your patterns. See which topics or formats tend to get those delayed boosts for you. Is it your thought leadership pieces, your how-to guides?
And track the timing too, right?
That's
How
right.
long is that typical delay for your content? Knowing that helps you plan when to maybe re-engage with a post.
Exactly. So the big picture here is really encouraging, I think.
Yeah.
LinkedIn's algorithm is evolving. It's rewarding depth, quality, sustained engagement. Less focus on just those instant viral hits.
Which is great news if you're putting real thought into your content. It means your best work has more chances to find the right audience, even if it takes a little longer.
Definitely. So as you're tweaking your strategy for 2025, maybe the thought to leave you with is this. True success on LinkedIn, perhaps it's not measured in hours anymore, but in the lasting impact your content actually makes.